Hello everyone and welcome to System Hoppers, the actual play podcast where we can never decide what we want to play. My name is Mark, and I'm joining you as a player this time alongside my friends Josh, Cassie and Steve. This is part 3 of our playthrough of The Zone. For an explanation of the rules, character creation, and us playing through the tutorial scenes, please do check out our first episode. In The Zone, we're playing an expedition group exploring the titular anomalous zone. I'm playing Buddy Taylor, the scientist, Steve is playing Jebediah Taskman, the entrepreneur, Cassie is playing Evie Larkin, the volunteer, and Josh is playing Adam Tort, the writer. Each character has an obsession, a reason guiding them into the zone, a phobia that the zone may attempt to use against them, and a reason as to why they can't go back and must press on. In the last episode, we traversed the first destination of the zone, the farm. After spotting a strange black hound of ill omen, we hid in a farmhouse and found the group take on several mutations. The hound forced its way into the farmhouse and we were forced to flee into the next location, the village. Finding ourselves in a slightly modern but deserted village, some of the group found themselves recognising some of the spectral figures within and had to resist the urge to give in to the temptations they offered us. After reaching the end of our first day in the zone, we set up a safe spot and set ourselves up a campsite to rest, in which we discussed what we thought might be happening, if there was a logical explanation for this, some kind of shady government experiment, or if the zone was more supernatural or magical in nature. Unfortunately, the group were unable to reach a consensus, and we bedded down and prepared ourselves to journey into the second half of the zone, with things only getting more dangerous as we get closer to the centre of the zone now.
Let's start that turn. Right. So, it's time to move on from the campfire. You are now entering the much more dangerous part of the zone. Characters will start to meet their fate and become one with the zone.
Shall we move on to the zoo?
Let's go to the zoo.
Who's directing?
Me, I believe. No one can die yet.
Oh.
Still safe from death. So, the expedition has arrived at the zoo. You decide what form it takes. A traditional zoo with enclosures that attempted to fake natural biomes now wildly overgrown and unnaturally merging with each other. A free-roaming safari with animals recklessly imported from everywhere, rusted jeeps, a tattered visitor centre and ruined gift shops. A well-stocked aquarium. It's the aquarium. I read the word aquarium and... a well-stocked aquarium, themed exhibits weaving around an enormous central tank, life shimmers in the water, in the blue dark, you feel watched. It's the... I'm sorry, it's the aquarium.
Liminal space vibes are going strong with it.
It's pools all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So, we are in a well-stocked aquarium, themed exhibit, and a nice big central tank. Encounter a vision of something that used to be here, triggering a phobia. So whose phobia does this vision embody? What are people's phobias? Let's have a look.
Irrelevance, no one cares about you anymore. We've got blood hemophobia, trauma-related. Mine is being left alone, no one else understands you, isolation. Adam's is irrelevance, ceasing to be unique, being forgotten.
I think I can 2 for this.
Oh no, go for it.
I think I can get like a double whammy with like isolation and irrelevance here. So I'll say, as the group sort of make their way into this aquarium, just sort of as it's sort of the next big building that sort of catches the group's eye, heading inside, sort of heading through the like what was once a reception area, sort of like heavy layers of dust over everything. It looks quite sort of sticking with the vibe of the village. It looks a little bit fancier than you'd expect, with what probably were like very elaborate like LCD displays all along the walls. Sort of heading a bit further inside, there is a very long, one of those underwater tunnel things, you know, the big tunnel walks that they have in aquariums. One of those sort of running through the middle. The tank still looks full, like it looks like there's still water in there. It's sort of like that horrible like murky blackness. You can't help but look at it, like it's almost like staring into the void. As everyone sort of wanders down a little bit, this sort of sense of like existential dread starts to creep in a little bit, just being surrounded by this darkness.
I'm going to hit a take stock on that.
Yeah, good shout.
I think that's a good time to, before anything bad immediately happens, just...
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's like You mentioned kind of like the water is almost like looking out into the void, but I think there's like an eerie silence that just hangs in the air, except like maybe like a dripping of water.
Yeah.
Like a slow, just consistent drip, or like the sounds of water just like dripping and splashing can just be heard.
I was going to go for feel, and everyone almost feels their chest like tighten, almost like that suffocating feeling, you know, like your lungs are filling up with water, almost like looking at the water makes you feel like you're drowning. Not in like a way that's going to incapacitate anyone, but just, you know, like that tight feeling in your chest. You just feel awful.
And I think to contradict all of that, we've got those nostalgic smells coming back as well. Like, you know, like how chlorine can smell quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like,
no, I agree. I know.
It takes you back to like a childhood like swimming pool visit, kind of.
Exactly. Yeah. You've got it right there. It's like that kind of energy as well. So although you've got all these kind of unsettlingness, there's a level of almost like surreally comfortlessness to it. That's why it's really important about liminal spaces. You got to feel kind of safe, but not at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the smell helps with that.
I will just add on then as like there's like this sort of like taste of like almost like salt in the air. Like it's just that slight like being like really close to the ocean, where you get that sort of like that slight taste of salt in your mouth from like a strong like wind coming from the sea. But yeah, as like people just start walking down this tunnel, like to what end, no one's particularly sure. Just it's sort of like just there's sort of like an allure to it, like just this long tunnel that sort of winds off in the distance as people start to sort of gradually make their way down. I'm gonna something's not right myself. As we're continuing down this tunnel, that sort of like slight feeling of existential dread sort of starts to turn into like a sort of like a crushing loneliness that comes with it. Like even though there's 4 people here, like everyone sort of gets this like horrible feeling of like just being deeply alone. For like Evie, it's just sort of like an unsettling feeling of just like, you know, feeling alone in a crowd. But for like Jeb, Buddy, probably even actually like Adam to an extent, like it starts to really, really build up of like this horrible sense of like the crushing realization that you are kind of alone and insignificant. There's this horrible like build up as we walk further and further down this corridor. If someone wants to add a
Someone's got it. It's worse than that.
It's a rate on that.
I think it's worse than that. I think like almost looking up into the water, people can see like reflections of other people looking back at them, and you're not really sure if it's other people, if it's you. Like they look almost like you but different, and it's almost like you're looking out at different versions of yourself.
It's almost like River Styx.
But like in Hades.
Yeah, like in Hades, but they're you.
Yeah, like, I think it's definitely like people that look just like almost like different versions of you that seem a lot happier.
Oh, they're happy. So let's stick Seth's going, because that's quite dead.
Perfect, yeah. So yeah, as everyone just sort of like gradually sort of comes to a stop, just sort of looking up into this like horrible inky blackness, as each person sort of sees a reflection of themselves that just looks just happier. Like Evie, I'll say, like you sort of can see like Evie and her niece looks healthy and happy. Like she looks good. Like Buddy, you're there with your brother. You know, Adam's there with his wife. Jebediah, sort of less easy one to do for here, but like
Your dad's giving you a thumbs up.
he's throwing a baseball.
You're playing catch in the aquarium.
Yep. But yeah, just like a slightly happier version of you is looking back at you. Like they've got what you want, and just it's this like horrible realization that you just don't. Like, and you're unlikely to have that right now.
I think Buddy is going to just look at himself, be happy, look away, and be like, we need to keep going, and just power walk past everyone.
Yeah, I think Adam's kind of the same kind of energy on that as well.
I'm gonna not so easy myself on that. Oh, so I got yes, but the zone mutates you in a shocking way. It's the only reason you succeed.
Get really fast legs.
Yeah. I think what happens is I say, like, right, we need to keep going. Let's keep going. And I keep walking along. But then as we get to the end of the tunnel, like, it's actually just a pane of glass. And we realize we're on the side of the water looking in at the aquarium. You know, suddenly there is water, like everyone is surrounded by water and people start kind of just, you know, grabbing at themselves. Kind of in the moment, just like without even thinking about it. Buddy seems to just... He looks down at his hands and he has like webbed fingers and he's able to swim through the water and start getting people out to safety.
Oh, okay, so you save us all.
Even though we're in an aquarium, I look up and I can see like the water ends above us.
Yeah, there's no logic to this aquarium, so you can...
I'm going to say I start grabbing people and swimming up, and as I swim more, it's almost like I've got like a body that's adapted for swimming in water.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Adam, I'll get you because you were next to me. I'll pull you up first, and then
Oh,
almost
thanks.
without even thinking about it, I swim back under and get everyone back up as we're just at the top of this kind of water part, like all soaked. And
See, I think that mutation of feeling together, that strong bond, is what encouraged you to save us all.
is everyone okay?
See, we're okay. We're okay.
I think so. I'm sorry.
I give you a hug.
Okay. I'm like more looking at my hands, like whoa.
Wow, look, now we're weird hand friends.
Something's not right this immediately. There's camaraderie here. Less of that. We're having none of this camaraderie bullshit.
Hey, if I die in the next scene, I saved everyone. Damn.
Yeah, you did good.
So something's not right, as we're all sort of like now on the sort of surface of the water, still in the water, but like at the surface.
And can I ask, is it like, are we in like a pen? So is it like, you know, you get those like aquarium exhibitions where it's like you can go underwater, there's like a tunnel underwater, but then there's like a top bit.
Yeah, so it's essentially a massive tank, yeah, with like a tunnel that runs through the centre at the bottom. And we're now sort of at the top of that.
We're still in a pen of some kind. It's not like we can just get up and walk away.
We'd have to climb out of the water, but yes, we are like at the top of essentially a very, very large tank of water.
Okay.
Which is designed for like, you know, deep water fish. So it's a very, very big, very deep tank. We can absolutely see a way out. It's not like we're sort of stranded in the middle of nowhere with no way out, but like...
Okay.
I'll say that something's not right as that ringing in everyone's ears starts to get worse again.
Okay, and I'm going to say it gets worse because then we spot the dog watching us from the far.
Oh no. Is he on like a bit of land?
Yeah. Like it's like land. It's not all water.
He's doggy paddling over.
He's on a pool noodle just floating his way over.
I want that, but I think it's going to break it totally. So he's just off in the distance. He's watching us.
I'll say then, yeah, like, so the ringing in areas starts as we sort of like scan the room sort of in panic. We can see sort of across the opposite side of the room, sort of through the darkness, there is like just those red eyes just like staring ominously in our direction.
I'm gonna start freaking out and like trying to swim with one hand that can actually go through the water.
I'm not so easy at you on that.
Wow, nice. Let's see what happens.
Can I sneak in here? I'm happy to give you a hand to help you with the swim. I didn't mean that pun. I apologise. That's insensitive of me.
Oh wow.
Like I try to like piggyback you over to the side.
Get on my back. I'm gonna give you a piggyback.
I still think Cassie should draw the card, yeah.
Okay. Yes, but if you want this done, someone more suited to the task must do it. Help is needed from the other characters or from a local. So I'm going to take Adam up on his lovely offer and cling on to him and like let him help me swim because I'm like panicked and now all of a sudden I'm not as strong a swimmer as I'm used to being. So I'm going to like thrash about and grab onto you.
Nice. We're happy to help.
I'm like half fish now, so I'm having a great time. Do we want to end the scene and then go on to like another one at the zoo?
That sounds good.
Probably a good idea. We end the scene there. Should we say everyone gets out of the water? Everyone manages to get onto like the walkway sort of around the tank.
Yeah.
Sort of where the staff would sort of use to get into like, you know, feed and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's probably a good point to...
All right, Cassie, it's over to you. Do we leave the zoo or do we accept our fate?
Oh no, we're absolutely at the zoo. Let's go.
Okay. We're gonna delay going to the fate stuff.
I just don't feel like we've experienced enough zoo yet.
Okay.
I need more zoo. I need more aquarium first.
This is an encounter scene. Tempted by an intelligent, impossibly beautiful creature. What is the beauty of this creature in your eyes? Whose obsession does the creature tie stepped with, and how? Okay. I'm going to have it as we climb out of the water to what we feel is safety, given our current situation. We're going to be walking along, basically trying to escape this dog that just seems to be unrelentingly following us. And then I'm going to have Buddy look back, and instead of the dog being there, there is just this. I'm going to go for the classic, like, siren. Just in the water, you feel like you see a reflection of basically the most, like, beautifully ethereal thing that your mind can conjure. Just the epitome of what beauty is, but almost in, like, an unrealistic, out of this world standard. And it just wants to lure you back into the water, like into these black murky depths.
You are part fish now, so...
Yeah, I was going to something's not right off that. I think something's not right, and there's also a weird feeling of not wanting to leave, like that. I guess maybe even Buddy being a man of science, I was like, well, like, everyone was drowning, and I guess I, like, evolved what I needed at the time, and this is, you know, like, feeling, like, drawn to the water into this creature calling me.
It's worse than that. The siren creature and the dog is the same entity.
They've, like,
Oh, no.
morphed into one. Like, one has morphed into the other.
As, like, you guys will start heading out towards the kind of back into the actual aquarium proper, Buddy is just kind of standing, staring, making eye contact with this siren, inverted commas. I'm here for, like, a mission to do something. And I think, like, I need to find my brother. I can't be trapping myself here, and I try and fight the influence.
Okay.
I'm gonna say not so easy.
That's fair. So, yes, but your success is a dangerous, unintended consequence for the entire expedition. I'm not getting mutated. Oh, I've been mutated. Actually, no, I guess I got since I got my cool fish powers.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
fish.
I make eye contact with this creature. Internally, I'm like, no, I'm here to do something. Step away. I come back and, like, follow you guys, and I think I catch up. And then when I don't think I even mentioned it to you guys, and now as we kind of go into, like, the next bit of the aquarium, I think everyone starts to maybe see this thing.
The mermaids, like, you see the dog become something. It's not the dog following us anymore. It's like a
siren. But, like, I think maybe going into, like, the next bit of the tank, and there's, like, one of those, like, there's, like, a big tank or something, and everyone can see this creature moving around in it, kind of calling it towards them.
right. Okay.
I also think we should take stock of the situation.
Yeah.
We should take stock, yeah.
But I'm going to say it's almost in loads of tanks at once. It's almost like it defies. It's almost like it leaps from tank to tank, but going through the walls.
I think we're gonna hit strong with that smell. Like we've been talking about these nostalgic smells. I think it's really taken to the nth degree now. It's like the smell of a loved one. Like that's the energy it's giving off. Like, you know, like the perfume of someone you love, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll piggyback on that then with, like, sound. Like, instead of that ringing that we've sort of been having every time we've had some sort of encounter, it's now more of this, like, sort of very calming sort of sound. Like, you just feel relaxed sort of hearing this. Instead of it being sort of putting you on edge, this ringing, it's sort of like, it's almost relaxing. Like, it's sort of like a comfortable part of you that you're happy to have now.
I was gonna go for taste and just looking at it and feeling all of this, like, positivity, and the reverse of that, just start to taste like the after effects of eating something like rancid and rotten. Like, you think of all of these good things, but in the back of your, like, in your mouth is just like pure, like, you just want to, like, spit or, like, just get rid, or just keep swallowing to get rid of just this awful taste you've got whenever you happen to lock eyes with this creature.
Contradictions are strong.
No.
There's gotta be some horror.
Yeah.
I think Buddy at this point is like, I resisted it once, so maybe I'm not drawn to it.
I think Adam actually finds more comfort in the dog than these sirens, and I think actually he's still in love with Sarah. So I don't think he's as drawn, although he sees how alluring these sirens are. I don't think he wants to go to them as much. But
I'm gonna go the inverse with that. I'm gonna say Jeb is like that. He's hearing essentially the call is saying, we can give you your revenge, and he's absolutely like pulled to that. Like very little regard. Like
as everyone is looking over at the siren, like just in like this tank, it's like just pressed itself up against the thick glass, and obviously behind it is just like that disgusting like greeny yellow black murkiness behind it, just in like visual contrast. And then it kind of opens its mouth, and it's just got like rows of like just tiny razor sharp teeth that just seem an impossible amount to fit in that mouth. And as it presses against the glass, like around it, you just hear the glass start to vibrate, and just it start to just shatter, and like bits of water just start to come through, and it feels a little bit more threatening than enticing.
I think we need to get out of here, guys.
run!
I'm going to take
agree.
a couple of steps towards it still.
Jeb, no, I'm going to just grab you to try and pull you away with us.
I don't know if I should not so easy Jeb or Evie on that.
I'm gonna go for Jeb to pull away from that.
Yeah. I'll say this is me trying to not move towards it, like, because I've already established that, like, this is calling to me. Oh. So yes, but the zone mutates me in a way that can be hidden from others. I'm going to say, because it's something that can be hidden, I might go for, like, an emotion instead, because I feel like with the siren sort of vibe we've got going, like, I feel like leaning into, like, obsession, because that could be hidden. It's not something that's explicitly noticeable unless it comes out. So I'm going to go, like, I'm no longer just, like, fixated on, like, revenge and finding obsession. So, like, it's an obsession now. It's now, like, it's all-encompassing. The only thing I now care about is getting to the centre here at any cost necessary.
Okay, yeah. And I assume that you pull away then, and
Yeah, with that, like, snap back to reality. And,
Yeah, and you let Evie pull you away.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Like, come on, let's go. Let's get out of here. This place is going to flood.
And I guess that's the end of the scene, right?
I guess we escape as the room fills with water, or like as the glass breaks.
Yeah, I imagine it would just kind of do that dramatic cascade, and she would kind of cascade with it as we're already like a good like 15 foot away, like getting out of there.
Yeah. Now I'm mildly concerned that I'm about to direct the scene where I die. As from this point onwards, for every scene, a character will be dying. So I think we're going to move on to the hospital.
Okay, here we go.
Hospital.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So, Adam Tort, the writer, must die in the coming scene. They cannot be stopped by not so easy cards, only by another player asking to claim their fate, even after the scene is underway. After death, Josh will continue taking turns as the zone.
Accept my fate.
Oh, you're directing Josh then.
Oh, wow.
The writer must die. Oh.
Great. So we enter the hospital. Is it is it full of colourful leaflets and toys scattered everywhere, implying a friendly family doctor's office? The back rooms tell a different story.
Back rooms.
No. A modern hospital full of gleaming diagnostic machines and beeping things. They could have run any test here, any experiment. A Gothic institution, dozen of metal beds, separate by mouldy teal curtains. Side rooms host forgotten equipment, strange drugs propped underfoot. I'm going to go for...
I'm not saying someone has a dying niece, but
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
it's all
wow.
about
it's
me.
your death, isn't it? Yeah.
This is the Adam show, so
I can claim your fate.
We still have the option to steal it from you.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to claim your fate. I feel like this is a
Oh.
good. This is a good beat for me.
Now I direct this.
Oh no! Sorry, I didn't mean to steal it from you, like the whole thing. Sorry.
oh, yours. Go for it if you want.
Sorry.
Nice, see if I can.
I just meant I'm sorry to take your director position. I thought you'd end up just directing my death instead. Alright, colourful leaflets and toys are scattered everywhere, implying a friendly family doctor's office. The back rooms tell a different story. So I'll just say, as we dash from one room to another. We open a door expecting like another part of an aquarium, or like just some weird, maybe like where employees would be, and we are just faced with like we've just walked through the push door of a family doctor's, entering obviously the waiting room-esque, and it feels more upbeat and tonally different to what we've just witnessed. I'm gonna say it's eerily quiet, because normally you have like the receptionist, you have like children, and it's just complete whiplash, like an emotional whiplash. As we look behind us, the door has gone and it's just walls, and it's got all those like shitty leaflets about like tinnitus and what to do if your hand starts to lose feeling.
Oh no.
I love that.
I'll get a scene prompt, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you meet a creature that knows one of you. Who does the creature know, and how? What does this relationship mean for the expedition?
I want to absolutely dive in and take stock here, because
Go for it. You lead.
I have an idea here. As a sensory detail, like this looks like a memory of yours, Evie. Like this looks like it's straight out of your memory. This is like just a generic doctor's office. This is one that you've been to personally.
Wow. I'm going to obviously reel and just kind of collapse into one of the chairs in like just horror and confusion as to why I feel like so targeted right now.
I'm going to add a smell, and I'm going to say it smells, like the smell of sterilization. Like that, like hospital, when something's been sprayed with enough chemicals that the smell lingers in the air, as it just smells sickly clean, almost from like the zoo we were just in, and everyone's all still kind of wet and...
I want to add like how the lighting is. Like we've gone from a very dark aquarium, which is like kind of like moody lighting, to like this bright kind of is it fluorescent? Like just bright white light.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be so much fun. It's going to catch us off guard a little bit, because it's just going to be so intense.
I'll say that we can hear just the sounds of like children just like crying, like not screaming, just like that pitiful crying, like they're about to have an injection. Yeah,
it's like kind of tying in those hearing the voices and stuff which you had before as well, which I quite like. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Oh, of course. So yeah, we're going to meet a creature.
Yeah, we meet a creature that knows one of us.
I was just thinking, I was like, oh, we get to meet a creature. Okay. I'll say the creature I meet looks like this warped, zombified version of the person who's paid me to enter the zone, who is like giving, who is basically financially supporting Mia's operation. That's the whole reason I'm in the zone. So he's going to basically come at us, but fixated on me, and just start hissing and laughing about how it was all a trick and a lure, and did I really think I'd be so stupid as to think that once I was in the zone he was still going to send the money, and that she's going to die this awful, horrible death, and there's nothing I can do about it because I'm going to die and she's going to die and everybody's going to die.
Yeah, something's not right in that.
Something's not right about that, is it?
Something's not right. Only you are seeing that. No one else is seeing that. Just you. Yeah.
I truly believe that everyone else is seeing this.
I don't know how you make that worse, if I'm really honest.
A couple of ways.
I could say it's worse than that, and everyone, like, obviously, in my eyes, this doesn't actually happen. Everyone around me starts, like, vomiting and, like, coughing up blood and having nosebleeds out of nowhere and just, like, keeling over. Blood is my phobia, so I'm going to outright...
Makes sense.
Like, obviously turn and face everyone and just go fucking insane. Just start, like, uncontrollably crying and, like, just, like, fall back and, like, crash into, like, rows of waiting room chairs as everyone just like obviously just dripping blood, and this creature just starts to just loom closer and closer towards me. What is everyone else seeing during this?
I think I see you freaking out, and I go over to try and like comfort you. It's like, are you okay? Like, what's happening? What are you seeing?
I think something's not right.
Okay, something's not so easy.
No. I mean, not so easy, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess that's for me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it says,
Ooh.
I try and comfort Evie, but the zone mutates you. You feel it's asking you what you've long wanted, it gives it to you.
Ooh.
Wow.
You feel it asking you what you've long wanted, it gives it to you, so it gives you what you want. Your mutation is you kind of getting what you want.
I don't know what... Oh, this is a really hard one, actually.
I was about to say, do you want to make it worse and say, like, for a second you sort of see Evie's story, and that's your, like, you found your muse in, like, Evie's suffering.
Okay, I like that. So I'm going to make it bigger than that. I'm going to say it's like the whole journey, like the journey, like finally, maybe. Okay, I guess I begin to feel other people's pain.
Ooh.
Feels others' pain.
Oh no, you're an empath?
I'm such an empath, I actually feel your physical and mental pain. This is getting a bit too real, actually. But I like that. Yeah, no, I begin to feel the pain which Evie's feeling, and maybe I now can see what Evie can see as well. Although it doesn't affect me in the same way, but I understand what Evie's feeling.
But you're like, who's this?
Yeah, who's this weird zombie guy coming towards us?
Zombies!
Well, I tried to help you, but they didn't really go.
It's okay. As you kind of lean forward to comfort me, obviously you kind of just end up sort of staring at me with horror, as I'm assuming you
With his red eyes.
get your empath glint into sort of like the life I've had and the horror that has consumed me, and you feel something like yourself and stagger back away.
As I point at the monster, like, I can't comfort you, I can't make you feel better, but the least I can do is like show that I can see it as well.
I'm just like,
like
Jeb,
that.
what's going on?
I don't know, man. I think we should try and help. She's gonna hurt herself.
Evie can see things which there's a person coming towards her. It's like a zombie, and I like look at us and see us all like bleeding and vomiting. And I'm like, we don't look normal either. We're bleeding from everywhere. Like, this is a very Evie-centric horror, which I can see as well.
What do we do? Like, is she gonna be okay? Evie, and I'll like wave in front of you.
I'll give her a slap. That went so well for me last time. I don't learn.
Are you gonna not so easy that?
I'm not so easy and slap. Go for it.
Yeah.
Please do it. No, and the zone mutates you in a way that triggers someone else's phobia. Oh, I feel like I can make Evie's life even worse here.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
I can tie into
Can't get any
my
worse.
previous mutation. So I'll say I'll go to like slap Evie, and like last time I just sort of like just punch her straight in the face, as like in her mind obviously I'm just standing there like bleeding all over myself. But I sort of like punch Evie in the face. She just starts having blood pour from her face, as that just sort of triggers her like phobia of blood even more so, as she's now bleeding on herself as well.
Oh my god.
Nice.
I've tried to help people twice, and I've punched people twice.
I'm gonna like fall to sort of like my hands and knees and just sort of like retching, and instead of like what would be like vomit or bile, it's just somehow blood. And I'm like almost feel like I'm drowning in my own blood. When I glance up at this like creature, I'm gonna have it instead just sitting on the chair. It's like morphed into my niece, and she just looks at me square in the eye. Just
Fuck it, I'm not so easy. I'm gonna try and help you out here.
Ooh.
Like, it's not real, like, because I can see it, because I can tell your niece is real. Yes, okay. So, yes, but success immediately triggers a much more serious challenge if it's a creature. It's not its final form. It's just Final Fantasy? What is going on here?
I do have an idea for what it could be, but that's up to you. Just because it's literally morphing into people that clearly trigger me.
Okay, what do you think? You go for it. You're the director after all.
Just to kind of like hit that final narrative beat, if I'm going to die in this scene, that instead of it's now a grotesque and haggard looking version of my sister, and just emanates just this awful, like, you know, you just wish death on someone, like just hate and anger and rage, and you can almost see it in their appearance, and she just looks disgusting and distraught. And if she's allowed to speak, she'll just point at me and say, "You'll never be her mom. I'm her mom. You don't get to be a mom."
As much as all this is happening, I have managed to break you out of that spell. So although things have got worse...
So I'll know it's not real, but it's clearly taking a mental toll.
I'm like, this isn't her.
I'll cling to you and try to stand.
Am I right in assuming this is the hospital she's in?
Yeah, it's just due for open heart surgery any day now. I'm just trying to get the money ready.
Let's find her room.
This guy's gonna fund the surgery, and she'll die if I don't get her this surgery.
I'm gonna at that point start flipping through like the patient manifests to see if I can find where we need to go.
Yeah, let's find her room. Let's find her room.
This must be somewhere then, right? I'm gonna flip through the patient manifests and find the room.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna lead us to the room.
Okay. Please, I'm like helping you, Evie, at this point, so I guess we're following Buddy, who's taking us to the room.
Shall I say at this point, you've snapped me out of it that no one is, like, bloodied now.
Yeah, but apart from you...
Oh yeah, obviously, my fucking nose is broken. I think I'm, like, in so much shock that I don't even care.
You know how in the hospitals they have that weird, like, line system?
Yeah.
Like, I'm leading us to the room, but at some point we all kind of realise there's, like, one red line and we just need to follow that.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to take stock, actually, and I'm going to have that be my thing to contribute. Like, we know where it's not... I've said where the room is, but it's almost like you just know that this line leads to where we need to go.
Right, okay. I don't think I don't have anything to add. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
I'm gonna add, like, we can all taste like blood now. Like,
Okay. I
quite
like that.
strong, like that horrible, like we had earlier, but much more intense now.
Yeah.
I'll just say that just the sounds of, like, monitors just beeping erratically, and then, like, nothing, just up and down, and just seems to be, like, right next to your ear, and then, like, really far away, like 3 rooms over.
Yeah, I guess we get to the room, right? What happens when we get there?
See a version of, like, myself, like a doppelganger, just lying in the bed, and even though we all expected to see, well, I don't know what we expected, but to see Mia there instead, it's just me. I'm just heavily pregnant and I'm just crying, which is pretty awful to look at yourself and see that.
Do we all see this as well, or?
I'd say everyone else just sees an empty bed with just dried blood. Should we do something's not right?
Yeah. We need to kill you.
I know!
We need you to die.
I'm trying to die.
Listen, man, it's a contract right here.
Yeah, you're contractually obligated to die unless someone else does.
So, obviously something's not right for me. Should I just go for the fact that obviously I'm clearly hallucinating myself?
It's worse than that, don't worry.
Okay, yeah, go straight to it's worse than that, because I'm stuck.
You don't have to use all of it. You can just incorporate the escalation
Fine.
somehow. I think you see yourself in this room. You look down in your right arm, and you've got, like, what are they called? Those tubes in your arm? Is it a catheter? Is that what they're called?
No,
No.
that's for urine. It's an IV.
That's a catheter. Is the piss one.
That would be worse.
Yeah. You've got, like, an IV in your arm, and it is connected to you, and your blood is going. It's siphoning your blood. Like,
Ooh.
you're giving it sustenance.
So my blood is going to this weird doppelganger version.
Yes.
And I can see this as well, I guess.
We just see bloodstains. I'll start looking around the room like, there's no one here.
I'm gonna try and stop this. I think I'm gonna try and pull the the catheter out. Not
The IV.
catheter.
Do not pull a catheter out. Oh my god, do not pull a catheter out.
I'm going to pull the IV out.
Yeah, that's definitely not so easy.
Yes, and the zone mutates in a helpful way. Okay.
Well, I'll just say I'm sitting on the edge of the bed, just getting pale and weak at the moment. So you can.
I think I'd pull it out, but I guess it doesn't. Like, you're already too pale and weak.
Oh no, I was definitely setting up that you die from losing all your blood.
I'm not trying to stop the death. I'm just trying to make it as nice as possible here.
And I appreciate you for it.
I'm not. I was having evil doppelganger. You steal all your blood.
I think once it's pulled out, you kind of like snap out of it a little bit. Like, it's already. The damage has been done, but it doesn't get any worse. Like, you start to see what everybody else sees now.
Adam also gets a mutation from
How
this.
do I mutate in a helpful way? Oh, any suggestions? I don't know what I can do to make this helpful.
Maybe you could tap into that like emotive wellness of this, and you're kind of aware that this is before the rest of us that where this is going. Because we haven't had like a shared vision of this, so me and Jeb are in the dark towards knowing where.
I'm gonna put just empathy.
Yeah.
That is a mutation, and I can see that your death is close and it's near, and I switch my focus into saving you to preparing you and just like making you ready for what's gonna happen next. So I like kind of lay you down onto the chair.
Aw, I'm gonna very weakly and with my hand that can touch things. I'm gonna take off my like gold locket and I'm just gonna push it into your hand. I'm just gonna have a little cry. I'm just gonna be like, please tell her one day that I'm so sorry.
I will. I promise.
Evie's gonna be okay, right? Like, what's going on?
I look at you both and just gotta go shake my head.
But yeah, I don't think she's doing great.
And like, you know, they're like, I don't think this is gonna go well. We need to prepare to leave her.
We can't just leave her here. She's part of the group. Like Evie, and I'll look past you and like, Evie, come on. We need to keep moving.
Buddy, she's dead weight.
I'll be like lying on the bed with like my eyes like practically glazing over at this point.
I'll like walk over, but still trying to wrap my head around. Like I'm still trying to like. There is an explanation to this. Like anything I can. Like it's like.
I can say it's not so easy for you to wrap your head around that.
Oh, you're not so easy, me.
Yeah, I have.
Yes, fuck you. Yes, but the zone mutates you, triggering a much more serious challenge.
Oh no.
I don't think it's going to be an immediate challenge for this scene. I think this is going to kind of be, I guess we're kind of on the tail end of Evie's death now.
Yeah.
It can always motivate you to like abandon ship though.
I think maybe, and I'm open for ideas on this, maybe it's like seeing what's happening to Evie for me triggers some kind of internalization that my brother's probably dead. I think maybe even like hallucinatory mutation of like, I almost see in the reflection of the mirror, like I'm not really for Buddy. Like I'm not comforting Evie. I'm actually seeing my brother. Like, and this is me maybe being like, if you're dead, whoa. And I'm like, maybe I sort of get a bit more on the level with it.
And that makes sense because you have that hallucination already, haven't you? So that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, obviously, I'm pretty much on death's door, so I'm just gonna thank you all for being here. I'm sorry I had to end this way, guys. I thank you for all you've done, and I really truly hope you make it to the end and you get your happy endings.
You've made it. Well done. And I make sure she sees me putting the locket on as well. I wear it.
Cassie continues to take turns as well. Oh, okay. As long after this, but Evie Larkin's humanity ends here. As the first player to die, I get a free, not so easy card to use in the final judgment. And end turn.
Alright.
That's all we have time for this episode. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Music is from Kevin Macleod and Fesliyan Studios, with sound effects from Pixabay. I'll put links below in the show notes. If you like the show and want to support us, please do follow us on our socials. I'll put links down below in our show notes where you can join our Discord or donate to the show if you want to help us make it even better. For this series, we'll be playing through an entire playthrough of the zone, then playing something new, so that we always love to hear suggestions on what you'd like to see us play next. Join us next episode for the finale, in which the group face the final leg of their journey. With only a handful of locations left before they reach the centre of the zone, who will make it to the centre and what will become of them? Find out in our final part. Take care.